Ever wondered what keeps the accounting world in balance? It's the AICPA Code of Professional Conduct. This isn't just a dry set of rules. It's the ethical foundation that guides accounting professionals through the tough calls they face every day. Think of it as the moral compass for auditors. Whether you're in private practice or working with a public company, these principles help ensure the work we do is not only accurate, but ethical, transparent, and trustworthy. Ready to explore how this code keeps the profession in check? Let's dive in. Different professional standards apply depending on whether the auditor is conducting a private company audit or a public company audit. Auditors who are conducting a private company audit must follow the audit standards of the Audit Standards Board, ASB, or generally accepted auditing standards, as well as the standards of professional conduct by the AICPA, as well as the Independent Standards Board. The public company audits follow the auditing standards by the PCAOB. These PCAOB standards are actually very similar, with a few notable exceptions related to the AICPA standards. Public company audits also follow the standards of professional conduct by the PCAOB, SEC, and ISB. The Independent Standards Board was a cooperative effort between the AICPA and the SEC. The board is now defunct, but the standards apply. So here's where it gets interesting. The AICPA code isn't just a set of dry rules. It's based on 6 key principles that act as a compass for everything auditors do. Responsibilities, public interest, integrity, objectivity and independence, due care, and the scope and nature of services. These principles aren't just for auditors. These principles of professional conduct apply to all members, regardless of whether the accountant audits companies, prepares tax returns, works for a private company, or is an educator. These principles flow to the rules of conduct, and from the rules of conduct, we get more granular in terms of interpretation, as well as rulings by the Professional Ethics Executive Committee. What do we mean by responsibilities? It's about ethical judgment, always thinking critically and making decisions based on what's right, not what's easiest. Whether you're crunching numbers for a big client or teaching the next generation of accountants, your actions speak louder than words. Here's a tip. If you're not sure how to handle something, don't hesitate to ask for help. It's okay to not know everything, but it's not okay to ignore your responsibilities. You're responsible to the public, your clients, and your profession. So act with integrity and proficiency at all times. Think of it as being the guardian of the profession. You've got a duty to protect its integrity. Let's think bigger. You're not just an accountant, you're a public servant. Every action you take affects public trust. When the public has confidence in the profession, everything works better. Your job is to make sure you prioritize the public's welfare over personal gain. Imagine if every decision you made reflected your commitment to the greater good. And it's good to remind yourself, if your work were on the front page of the news, would you be proud of it? Integrity means doing the right thing, even when nobody is looking. It's about building and maintaining trust. Don't take shortcuts and ask yourself, would I be proud if this action were made public? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. No compromises on this one. Integrity isn't just a principle, it's a lifestyle. When in doubt, do the right thing, always. Be a neutral referee. You can't let bias creep in. You have to stay objective and independent at all times. In public practice, that means you have to be independent in fact, meaning you actually are, and in appearance, others believe you are. Did you know that if you're an internal auditor working at a company, you can actually own company stock, Your independence is only compromised if there is a real conflict of interest. Objectivity means keeping your judgment neutral. You're not a cheerleader for any side. You're simply reporting the facts. The key is being impartial, honest, and that there is no conflict of interest. Who cares all about competence and continuous improvement? Staying sharp and up to date with technical and ethical standards. You can't just rest on your laurels. You've got to keep improving, whether it's through continuing education, learning from experts, or conducting research. You need to make sure you're always at your best. You wouldn't go to a doctor who stopped learning, right? Remember, don't ever act negligently. Always plan, supervise, and execute your duties with care. Your professional reputation depends on it. Know your limits. Only provide services you're qualified to perform. If something is out of your skill set, seek help from an expert. But here's the twist. You're not alone in this. If you work in a firm, the firm will have quality control procedures in place to ensure services are being delivered competently. And when deciding the scope of your services, remember, if you're auditing a client, you can't offer services that could create a conflict of interest. You have to maintain a clear boundary between audit work and other services. There you have it, the 6 principles from the AICPA Code of Professional Conduct. 1. Responsibilities. 2. Public interest. 3. Integrity. 4. Objectivity and independence. 5. Due care. And 6. Scope and nature of services. But remember, the AICPA Code of Professional Conduct isn't just a set of guidelines. It's a vital part of the trust and integrity that keeps the financial world running smoothly. It empowers auditors to act ethically, prioritizes the public interest, and upholds the highest standards in everything they do.